Dollars leaves Africa illicitly every year, most of it from Nigeria and South Africa. In January 2015, African leaders issued a declaration at the annual AU summit committing to ending those illegal flows out of the continent. But experts say with another summit due in 2 months, little has been done.
By issuing a heads of state declaration, this is the highest form of recognition they can give to an issue. So we are aware, we know without any doubt that they know and recognize that illicit financial flows is a big problem for the continent.
It's a problem so big it's cost the continent an estimated $1 trillion over the last 50 years, and the outflows are increasing by 20% annually. The money leaves the continent through laundering proceeds of crime, abuse of power, and regulatory and tax abuse. The major mining countries are the biggest offenders.
There's some compelling studies that came out of South Africa where you actually see that you have a problem at the level of and this is a general problem across the continent, a problem with the valuation systems, where as countries we do not really have the capacity to actually know or gauge whether what companies are declaring as, what they've dug out of the ground is actually, correct.
Concerns that if the loopholes are not plugged, more of these illicit finances could be channeled to sponsor further acts of terror.
So if you can rock up in Mauritius or in Luxembourg and there are no requirements on you to produce your identification and various other details, for you to be able to open an account there, there's nothing that will stop someone who has the intention to use the very same channels for terrorist financing. So for us, we see a huge link in terms of the lack of financial systems of financial transparency and our ability to be able to track and monitor all these flows.
As yet another African Union summit approaches, Trust Africa says the 54 African leaders' commitment to its declaration is sorely lacking.
As far as we know, there are only 3 African countries that have transfer pricing monitoring units as part of their financial intelligence systems. And this is one of the key response mechanisms that African countries need in order to stop the issue of transfer pricing, which accounts for close to 60% of illicit financial flows from the continent.
Trust Africa has launched a global campaign called Stop the Bleeding. It hopes a broad-based movement will galvanize world leaders to act to stop the hemorrhaging that has hit Africa hardest. Shinga Nyoka, SABC News, Harare, Zimbabwe.